Hello and welcome. I am Scarberlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are with our Mastermind Nightmare Lass, who's level 21 with 169,000 XP earned, 21,000 to go to get to level 22, at which point we will be able to get either single origin enhancements or perhaps level 25 inventions, although I think I'm going to, as I've said before, wait till level 30 for that. We have 65 million infamy, and we're on a story arc for Vincent Ross. Old Friends and New Enemies, Part 2. He says, attack their main warehouse. So now we were looking for the blood coral, and we didn't find it. And I said, well, let's just attack their main warehouse. And he says, no, Nightmare Lass, that would be suicide, but perhaps not for you. Perhaps I underestimate your power. You need to understand, the legacy chain have that warehouse guarded well to hold such an object. I was there before I was removed. There are many rituals in place to keep the pulsating power of the coral under control. You see, there is another small part of the coral that I did not mention. Those who hold the red coral have commonly felt a foreign presence in their minds, whispering to them. With blood coral, it is much more intense, given that enough of it can physically send a person to the Leviathan. If we were to attack that warehouse, wait, yes, that's it, yes. If you were to attack the warehouse, I could work from here on overriding the rituals, of making them my own. From there, a simple teleportation spell to a different location will give us our own little base of operations for the blood coral. Ha, brilliant. We can still recover from this. Here's the address. They'll have it well guarded, as I said, but I believe you have the power to overwhelm them. When you get to the blood coral, you'll need to activate runes there for my magic to take effect. It will take 3 minutes for it to work. In that time, you'll have to fend off the legacy chain and activate the runes as my magic empowers them. Once that is all done, I can use my teleportation magic to get that blood coral out of there and into our own safekeeping. Just as a warning, Nightmare Lass, we will need to move fast on recovering the final pieces. My magic will only be able to hold the power of the blood coral back for so long. When that breaks, well, let us just say that anyone with a desire for power will swarm our warehouse. Oh, and I suggest for this little operation to leave anyone you are working with out of this. I wouldn't trust them with such a secret, and I'm not really working with anybody, so yeah, this must be a going rogue edition, because I think that's for people who are, doing alignments and stuff. We're just being villains. So, I feel like flight's going way faster than usual tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my bigger monitor. I've been playing on it for a while, but it still takes a little getting used to. Alright, so we're gonna be ambushed. We're gonna have to hold off for 3 minutes. So we're gonna have to be careful here. We may need our inspirations, which is fine. What did I do? There we go. So we need to defeat the Arcanist first. And then we're going to need to hold off an ambush. Alright, so let's see. This is Legacy Chain. They should be no problem. And we're coming to the end, guys, of doing +0 missions. I think, it'll be another couple episodes, and then we're going to be level 22, and we'll move on to +1. So, as Kievar mentioned, one of the power choices we could take at some point is the leadership pool, and I very well may do that. I mentioned in my comment to Kievar that I normally do not take the leadership pool for any character, mostly because when I was playing this game back in live, like, everybody took it. It was just such a power gamey kind of thing. Yeah, I know everybody took Swift, Health, and Stamina also, but, you could imagine most superheroes being in strong physical condition and having that, and most of my characters, it fit quite well for them. But Um, but for a lot of characters, leadership really doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, and people are just taking it to get the toggles, maneuvers, and stuff that give all allies around you a buff. And for a lot of characters, that's really not necessarily appropriate. Now, for a mastermind, it is conceptually appropriate, right? A mastermind is controlling their minions. They're a leader, right? A mastermind, of course, is a leader. And so consequently, it would make sense for her to have some leadership abilities that buff her pets. And so I may take it. But guys, I think the first chance I get to take a power that that's not one of my, that's not from one of my sets, it's not one of my main powers, is probably going to be Teleport Other, because I'm so sick of all the bugs with the NPC lead-out missions and stuff that I want to be able to self-edit the mission, essentially, and go ahead and just teleport the guy to me if I can't figure out how to get him out by running or whatever. I'm just so fed up with it. I've had it happen one time too many, and so it's not going to be the case that I'm going to take it at level 22, I don't think, because there's other stuff to take. But probably sometime before level 30, I'm going to get Teleport Other, just so that we can solve any bugs we come across in door missions with NPCs. So you can see why we're going to probably want to switch to level +1 on these missions. The one challenging fight we had in here was the one against the Yellow Cons. This is quite the warehouse mission. This may be our only mission this episode, depending on where everything is that we have to find. They dare attack me. And now we're going to aggro the other group. Oh no, it's one spawn. I thought it was a different spawn. Alright, let's heal him, and seeing one of my goons go down makes me remember that I'm supposed to be buffing Mo with Mez Defense. Always forget to do that. Alright, so this is going to aggro this group as well, probably. So we just got to be a little careful here. These guys, I'm surprised they did not aggro to me yet. Get him, guys! Oh, I didn't finish this guy off yet. Finish him off. Yeah, I switched targets too quickly. He needs some healing. So you can see at this point I'm not really making any attacks. I'm just healing my guys and letting them do all the work and chase everybody down. Alright, so we're going to pause a sec here and let Mo get his endurance back so that he can do all his attacks. So I think he's going to need an endurance reducer. After we, yes, after we have triple slotted the resistance, I think we may want to put an endurance reducer on here, and then another accuracy perhaps. Or we want to get him a heal, right? Because he does some healing. So I guess endurance and then heal. That works. Look at that. I love just like this huge attack. And all these fire and ice just starts pounding these guys. Awesome. You can definitely see why so many people early after City of Villains launched chose to play Masterminds, because they're really fun, they're engaging, you get to control all these minions, great special effects. Don't know if they had demons in the original. I know they had ninjas, and I think they had zombies and stuff, and I know they had henchmen and robots. I don't know if they had demons originally, and they didn't have beasts. I know that for sure. Let's go ahead and buff Mo. Alright, next guy, focus fire guys. And Edie's taking a bit of a pounding, so let's help him. Just got another bead. Good job, guys. So let's see, we probably want to go south to find Archon Miller. Or Arcanist Miller. Or Milliman? Millian. Okay. That's really tiny font. Even with my bigger monitor, I find that hard to read. Yep, and you can see the huge difference between white and yellow cons. Wow, even with 2 Mez defense buffs, he's still getting knocked down. See if we can help Meanie before he dies. There we go. And there is Million, another lieutenant. Alright guys, go at him. Okay, let's see, let's buff this guy. And now these guys are going to draw aggro. Okay, now 3 minutes until the magic is ready, so now we're going to get ambushed. And we got to watch out, because if we pull backwards right into here, we're going to aggro the other guys. But I think... Oh, so this is the blood crystal right here. It looks like. That's pretty cool. And here comes the ambush. Now they're going to keep coming, so we have to defeat them quickly. I think about 1 a minute. So like you got to finish this one by the 2-minute mark, because then the next one comes. I think. We'll see. 1 rune to activate. 3 minutes until Vincent's magic is ready. Alright, let's activate this rune. Okay. And attack. Let's give Mo some defense again. Well, it doesn't seem to work. It seems like he's going to need like 3 stacks of it or something to get it to work. So he's got 2 stacks now, right? I don't know if that's enough. Three minutes until Vincent's magic is fully ready. Okay, now we have another rune to activate. Click. Alright, and there should be another ambush. There it is. Let's go ahead and buff Mo again. Meanie looks like he could use some help. Now this rune should wake up, I think. Trying to keep an eye over here as well. One more rune. And here comes the legacy chain. Mission complete, but we're going to go ahead and fight them. So we're throwing fire, and so are they. Clearly my guys are better than they are. And we have about 4 beads left to get to level 22. So this must be the blood crystal piece. Pretty cool. Or the blood coral, I guess. Alright, so we have captured that piece of the blood coral. We've withstood the ambushes. And now we can call... I should put the wings up while we're flying. We can call our contact, who says, "Brilliant work, Nightmare Lass. The blood coral is safe and sound in our own warehouse, and the legacy chain is battered and beaten. I couldn't ask for anything better. The fools will soon see that day they exiled me was the day they destroyed themselves. What did you think of the blood coral that was formed already? Was it beautiful, magnificent?" So this guy is dangerous, right? Because his plan isn't like to do anything complicated, right? His plan is to get revenge, which means he's probably going to have us doing stupid stuff so that he can just get back at the legacy chain. He says, "I wish I could see it. I truly do, but I must ignore the calls it sends to me, the whispers in my mind. I know what they are a symptom of. If I were to get near the fully formed blood coral, I fear I would lose myself entirely. But you, Nightmare Lass, you have not been poisoned as I have. You are immune to the call, which is why you will attain great power all too soon. We just need to simply go after the Coralax lair and recover the last pieces. Then we will have all the blood coral we need to control the Leviathan." So, there's always a catch, part 3. We have a little else to speak about, Nightmare Lass. All that's left to do is go into the caves that the Coralax inhabit and recover the last 3 pieces of the blood coral. So it says, while the prospect of unlimited power may be at your fingertips, there seem to be many odd happenings during your short time with Vincent. The whisper from the blood coral, Vincent's possible disease, his fear of getting taken over by the blood coral. Many people have been destroyed in the past by not understanding the power they're taking. You'll have to look for more research into the blood coral in the Coralax cavern to prevent yourself from the same fate. He says, Nightmare Lass, I won't have too much to fear from the legacy chain for the moment, given the sound beating you just gave them. Ha! What a terrific feeling it is. I only wish I could have seen how much you beat them down. Now, just a fair warning, these Korlax are rumored to hold Shapers. They're considered the figures of authority in the Korlax, so I guess they're warning us about bosses. Ever since their goddess Merulina vanished, they're a little more powerful than your average fish, and I'm betting they're holding on to the blood coral. So, this is telling us we can work with our factions. We don't really have a faction, so now we're going to raid the blood coral cave. Just checking to see how long. We've 20 minutes into this mission, so this will be the into this episode. This will be the last mission of the episode. Well, some purple cons over here. Level 28 area. That's alright, we're fine. And we will summon our pets. Oh, I know why the radio's here, because if you're working with the radio's faction, which we somehow aren't, you can, I guess, get additional missions from them. I don't know. That part I don't know. Alright guys, 1 piece of research to find and 3 Shapers to defeat. So we're kind of in the sewers, but these are nicer sewers than the ones we usually see in Paragon City. Getting lots of treasure clinks. We have tons of salvage. We have some recipes, including some inventions, but we don't have any generic enhancement inventions. We do have some for sets, but they're really low level. And there's a Shaper. Leader, it says. Interesting. So it's not a boss, but it's not a lieutenant. That's very interesting. I don't recall ever having encountered anybody of the leader rank. Clue found. Korlax under. So the blood coral shard. We retrieved a shard. 2 down. 2 to go. Korlax will arrive at the end of the timer, so they're going to show up in a minute and a half. Alright, well, we can handle that. We should have time to take these guys out. Yep, no problem. Yeah, we still got a minute to defeat this guy. We should be able to do that in a minute. I like doing that knockdown. Yeah, no problem. Good deal, guys. Excellent. Yeah, Battle in City of Heroes is only about 30 to 60 seconds. Now this, I think we gotta wait for. Oh, I didn't wait. I got too close. Alright, so now we're gonna have to fight a second spawn when the ambush comes in. We should be alright, though, because these guys will be mostly dead. Right, we've already killed one. We should be alright. We got 8 seconds. He'll be pretty much dead just as the ambush hits. Okay, so now there's going to be an ambush. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here. They don't have that far to come in if they're coming in from the entrance. So just wait here a sec. We'll hang. Buff up Mo. We can buff the other guys too. Ah, there's the ambush. No problem, guys. So I think after each leader that you kill, there's another ambush. So you just have to be aware of that and plan your battles accordingly. Yep, there's another ambush. That's true. Ambushes usually come in threes. I often forget that. So yeah, I should remember that next time. It's not just one ambush. Alright. Well, 3 beats to go, guys. We're going to be very close to level 22 by the time we finish this episode. So, these ambushes are okay because they're kind of hitting you as you go. I don't really mind that because as we're still making progress heading down. You know, it's not one of these ambushes that hits you after you have already finished and you're just on your way out. Now this one makes it a little tough because there was another spawn here, of course. But we're doing so well at this point that I'm not concerned. You can see how quickly we're taking care of these guys. Alright. Oh, there's another guy there. I thought we were done. Nice thing about the minions is they definitely see guys coming. Alright guys, come with me. Follow me. We need to find the next leader. And there's another ambush. Wow. This is a pretty much non-stop set of ambushes. I could easily see this causing a new player to get really pounded. Oh, there's another guy. Alright, come on. We need to move forward. And if we gotta aggro multiple spawns, then we're gonna have to aggro multiple spawns, but we have to move forward. We can't stay back there, right? Like, in fact, I'm remembering now when I was doing this with my Dominator, I stayed back waiting for the ambushes to end, and they basically never ended. And so I was like, when the heck is this gonna stop? And it just never did, and I finally realized I've got to move forward. Right, we're about a third of the way through the lair. You've got to keep going. And I think what happens is after you defeat more of these guys, you end up with the ambushes coming much faster. But it's been a while, so I don't really remember for sure. Yep, here comes another ambush, see? And you just gotta move through. Now, if you don't have minions, one potentially viable strategy is just to run like hell through this thing, right? And just take out the leaders. You might be able to do that. It's possible. But you'd have to really know what you're doing. But you see, like with this, we had to move up here and get started on this next spawn, even though it meant that we were going to end up fighting two spawns at once, the ambush and the regular, right? Because you've got to move forward. If you just stand there, they're going to just keep coming at you, right? So then you don't make any progress at all, and you could like just stand in the mission all day, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to move forward. So there's the next spawn. We want to move to that spawn. And saying we gotta move to the spawn, and I didn't, because I was busy healing up my guys. But you can see, like, they're gonna start running out of endurance because they're fighting so much, just constantly without rest. So we have to move forward. And as soon as they're done with that guy, we're moving forward, whether we get attacked by another spawn or not. Because you have to make progress, or you're never going to get through this. Right? It could literally go on forever. And here comes the next ambush. Yeah, I remember getting very aggravated with this mission with my Dominator. Just because it's so non-stop endless. And I was like, okay, I'm sick of this now. I just want to get the clues over with, you know. I mean, I enjoy City of Heroes, but when a mission starts taking 30, 40, 50 minutes, I start to get a little frustrated. Orange Lieutenant. Let's give Mo some mez defense and then do a heal for everybody. And it didn't heal Eenie, did it? Oh, it did. Okay, that takes care of the Coralax. Now we have to move. Let's go, because we don't want to get caught in another ambush. I think that might be the end of the ambushes for a while. And there's another Shaper. Go get him. Sort of debating whether I wanted to give any of them like luck or extra protection, but I don't think it's necessary. These guys are kicking butt. Look at this. He's doing hardly anything to them. And they are smacking him around. Alright, guys. We need to defeat the last Shaper. There may be more ambushes coming. I'm not really sure. This, of course, is not an ambush. It's just a spawn that's in place. Those are easy to handle. Right? I mean, one of the big differences with ambushes versus regular spawns, right, is that the spawns are placed in a particular pattern. They're spaced out in a certain way in missions so that most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's possible to engage one spawn at a time. But with ambushes, of course, that prevents you from picking your battles and choosing when to engage each spawn, making it a little more difficult. And there is a glowy. Looks like one of the clues. Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo. They're doing a great job. My goodness, we're 2 beats from the next level. That's because of just how many things we've killed in this mission. Including a bunch of yellows and even some orange lieutenants. Alright, let's click the glowy. So now we just need to defeat the last shaper. And I have no idea where the last shaper is. So we just gotta wander around and find him. This character is just so much fun. And Mo needs a heal and a Mez defense. Good job, guys. Now, I don't know where this last guy is, so we just have to explore and see. I do kind of wish they would put the triangles on the map for your minions, but I understand why they don't. Each Mastermind has up to 6 minions, and if they put pets on the map and you were in a group, it would just become impossible to see who was who, you know, because there'd be just so many triangles. Imagine, you know, 4 Masterminds, 24 pets. You just, like, how are you going to even see that? You know, you won't be able to tell who's who. There's the last shaper. Go get him, guys. My guess is it won't count until we defeat the other guys in the room. No, I better Mez defense Mo. Wow. Guy's brutal, but we're better. Alright, guys. Look at that, we are really close. Let's see if we can level up in here with these last few guys. If not, we'll just do that in the next episode. But I figure we may as well try. Now, I'm not going to do... I will get the new power, but I'm not going to do enhancements with you this episode, even if we level. I would rather do that off screen, and then I'll just show you... I'll just sort of show you how I've done it. If you look here, our mission is 2200 infamy and influence, 2250 each. So far, it doesn't seem like the algorithm is draining off influence from getting prestige. Oh man, look how close we are to leveling. Look at this. We are 568 XP away. That's like 5 minions. But we're not going to finish that tonight. We'll do that in the next episode. So that's pretty cool, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to get rid of our minions and call our contact. And he says, it's done. The final piece is obtained. Nightmare lasts. We are at the pinnacle of destroying those fools. What? It's not going to control the Leviathan? Is this some cruel joke? That's impossible. It's supposed to control the beast. It's supposed to do what we need it to do. How could I have missed this in my research? I thought I found everything. Everything. It must have been those traitors in the legacy chain. They knew I was onto something. They hid the research from me. Of course, it all makes sense now. I was blinded to see it before. Maybe there would be a way for you to gain power through the Leviathan, but what good would it do us if you were taken over? We'd need a way to stop that. But not even the Coralax have found it. But wait, the Midnight Squad. Yes, that could be it. So, He's upset, but maybe the Midnight Squad can help us. We will find that out next time, guys, and we will also level next time. Until then, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains.